a showdown, 'cause it's raining all over the world. Oh yeah, baby. It's raining everywhere. Raining love, man. 'Cause we radiating high from 9,000 feet here in the Rocky Mountain sky, babies. And so are you and so are I. We're all in this together, man. And we little fountains of love, baby. Just pouring out into this reality no matter what we be doing. I mean, if we're sitting on the potty, it's still happening. If we're walking down the street, it's still happening. If we're sitting still in our home and laying down on the bed, never moving, it's still happening. If we're out there homeless in the street, sleeping under a bridge, it's still happening. If we're a hopeless alcoholic addicted to crack, it's still happening. Babies, make no judgments on the people in this life until you see them for who they really are. And then don't judge them anyway, because there's no need to. You just see them for what they are, man. You know, everybody is the sweetest hearts you ever met. Now, some folks may not seem that way too much on the surface, but babies, you gotta go beyond the veneer, babies. You just look what's really there. And babies, if you can see it, you make it more able for them to see it. You see, it's like magic. It's divine harmony in motion. That's the real power of humanity. We can lift each other up just as easily as we can tear each other down and pull each other down and kick each other around. In fact, it's far more harmonious and a lot more fun to pull each other up out of the muck, out of the slime pit of hell. Babies, you know, let go all that shit, that violent world, that crazy, heartless unreality. Oh, there's a showdown, all right, baby. It's going on right there in your heart. That's like sunrise, babies. That's the sun coming up inside. 'Cause you've taken this magical carpet ride we call the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, with your host, Grandpa Koyote, helping you find the way, baby. Yeah, shine real bright, babies, 'cause the sun's coming up inside your heart. And here's to you, Link, babies. Salute you with my beautiful little official and very spiritual and sensual Coyote Club coffee mug, babies. Ooh, you gotta say that one fast. Oh, babies, it is so good to be alive and living in a place where Mary Jane is embraced, you know, where everyone here is cool with it for the most part, you know. I mean, all across this state, 'cause it's a legal thing, you know. It's amazing how that changes the feeling of the whole industry, the whole operation, you know. When you're not having to look over your shoulder all the time and worry about the law, man, coming and getting you 'cause you're growing some plants, man, you know, that just happen to help people get high and soften up and find the divine inside of themselves. Now, I hate to be such a hard advocate of Mary Jane, yet I am her very pope. Yeah. The Mary Jane's right-hand man, have been since the age of 19, baby. Actually, even before that. But the medicinal side came to me at the age of 19, and I began some very spiritual practices with it, babies. I tell you what, that haven't ceased until this day. I mean, I've had my on times, my off times. Of course, we all do. We go through it. You know, it's part of learning and growing and living and dying and, you know, getting up and spreading them wings and learning how to fly again. You know, we just do it all, you know, because we love living a spicy and varied life. You know, those of us that are kind of like ancient souls with ancient hearts, we kind of like got this childlike thing about us, and we just love adventure. And even though inside we may dread what we see coming, there's this part of us that says, oh God, yeah, let's do this. Oh man, you feel that way, like when you're heading into a disaster like an earthquake or huge flood or something. Oh, let alone a blizzard, man. You know, blizzards don't seem so threatening until you're out there in them, babies, and you can't see where you're going, and you're just relying on gut instinct, your own senses, as to keeping you on the highway. At any moment, you could just as easy take a dip and slide right off there, jackknife, and kill yourself, man. That trailer come around, smack you, and go right over the top of you. I've seen it happen again and again. It's a sad thing, baby, but you know, sometimes, boy, the quiet things you gotta watch out for. Those blizzards, man. Gotta have respect for all of it, babies, you know. I hope you guys that are out there still trucking and still pulling the load for us old timers who just got tired of all the bullshit and quit. Retired respectably, babies. Well, I hope you guys are taking it easy out there today. I hear there's a big blow in the Midwest today. Guys, get off the road, go have a cup of coffee, and enjoy flirting with the waitress or something. I mean, pass the time of day with the tourists. Have a great day. You know, don't let a snowstorm take you down, man. You ain't worthy of such a death, man. You aren't, you know. You're far more dignified than that. You deserve far better than that. You know, if you're gonna die instead of fly, all of us really are here to fly, not die. I mean, it's a whole different paradigm. You talk about your showdown, babies. Well, there it is right there. There's a showdown with death. We bring it back to life so we don't have to transition that way anymore. And you know how? Well, it's so simple you won't believe it. Because it's kind of complex in your mind. But it really is very, very simple. You realize that your birth and death are the same moment. That it's all just an extension from that. And babies, you know, you retreat back to the heart of that moment where you're all together. Spirit, flesh, sky, and earth. And all of the elements too. Everything gathered and joined together universally inside of you, inside of that moment of magic. Where it all begins. The union of heart, the union of love, the spirit. Extending itself forward into living creation. Why? Because it appreciates the feeling of it, babies. I told you, appreciation is right there at the source of creation. You want a good life? Learn to appreciate what you got. I don't care if it's a can to spit in, you got something. Appreciate what you got and go from there, man. You know, take it from there. Because out of that appreciation comes something more to appreciate. Just the way it works. You're creative in the appreciation, baby. Appreciation will save this tawdry nation and the rest of the earth too. Because there ain't no nation, there ain't even a tribe really, except for the vibe, which is the tribe. Yes, indeed. That's all of us together. A singular, united humanity. Perhaps even our land masses will join again. Perhaps this thing is really, really changing. Perhaps this little tale we're telling here on the Coyote Medicine Show about the poor little refugees there at the Chem Cafe Center of the Universe, perhaps that tale has a little something to it, you know. Perhaps there's something to 4/22/2008. Who knows, man? You just have to keep in the flow here on the Rock and Roll Medicine Show and get that medicine and just take it smoothly and softly. It's good for you, you know. It's the Coyote way, you know. It's easy. Well, may not always be easy, but it's simple. It always is. Comes right down to this basic feeling in your humble heart that I would call love, which is really a deepening and a ripening appreciation for the life that we have lived, the life we are living, and the life we're going to live because we're creating it all right here and recreating it all right here. In fact, regenerating is what this is the term that keeps coming to me lately. Regeneration, regeneration. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's like a dead plant suddenly regenerates itself and comes back to life. You ever seen that happen? I have. I mean, that's regeneration. It's like a horse that's, you know, so lame it's about ready to fall over, yet you go out the next morning. This thing's been like that, say, for 7 years. You go out one morning, and there it is, blossoming and beautiful and bright as it was when it was 16, man. And every bit as sprightly, too. Some kind of incredible miracle. It made a miracle plant last night. Something happened. It was visited by angels. Something happened. And that horse is back to being a horse again. Because it had spirit enough to last through that 7 years of pain, man. And you had patience enough to let her do it, or him do it, as the case may be. You see how that works, baby? How we work together so naturally with our nature and creation and with the human beings that are our fellow citizens in this universe, our fellow creators, man. You know, we're all together in this. Each and every one of us at the center heart of creation, humanity, who and Mother Earth too, baby. Who gives us our birth? Again, realize that moment. that birthing moment. It's the deathing moment, too. It's all of life in a singular moment. It's the place where the heart begins, the deepening, the ripening of its humble appreciation. It's the point from which the spiral torus of creation arises, from that little bloody baby laying on a blanket, hopefully soon to be nurtured to its mother's breast, but for now, just right there in that moment, it just has emoted, and there it is, alive and glowing like the ever-loving presence that it is, the sun shining. No wonder mother's love lasts forever. The sun shining from that baby child, universally. A feelable, knowable, and even seeable, if you're not too blind, energy. And in that moment, mothers and kids unite. I mean, it's like a coming together rather than a separation. So even though you emote from the most comfortable place in the universe, at least until you get big, you go right back to the whole presence of the mother in that moment, too. You do not leave the mother behind you. It seems as if you do. And you go on to create your own living life. You're an extension of that mother love. And guess where that leads back to? Right to the first child ever emoted from the womb. Right to the first child born of the earth and ocean and air, you know? The sky that's there, babies. You see? That's what makes it. Again, there's another place that we join. The singularity of life begins with one mother, you know? One life. Living that extended into all of this that we are now. Billions of us. And of course, because of some of our ancient past, we are scattered all across the universe already. There's human beings everywhere. Out there, they can't quite achieve the states they can here just yet, because there still is kind of that sense of division and separation. The babies, it's melting fast. Don't be surprised at what you see happening in your own life, man. Miracles are becoming very, very routine, because they are already. You just haven't always recognized it, you know. We're on our way home, babies, back to the heart. And yeah, we are going to be joining in the sky. God, I hate to give credence to all these old biblical legends. God, pisses me off, man. They're such crap. But babies, it's a riot. Yeah, the motherships are coming. They're here already. You see them in disguise all the time. You see them not so disguised all the time. Lots of people are seeing shit in the sky. And see, guys, these aren't ETs anymore. This thing is changing. The presence is changing. Remember, the illusion is dying. So the ET presence is dissolving into the masters of our angelic ancestry who are here in person to assist us along the way and welcome us back home to the heart, the one bosom of love from which all do arise, and to which all are called and drawn and must be nurtured by, or you don't live. You see how that works, babies? This is family through and through. This is the disclosure, you know, not as you've ever seen it or thought it to be. Even the lackeys in the government are aghast at what's going on here, man. This is the real showdown. This is the life you've been waiting for. It's coming into physical presence now, and you will be witnessing and seeing it as we're living it, babies. You know, it's time. Our families come home to our heart. They've come home to unite with our heart, to show us that in that unification that we were always united. That's how we made it through. And yeah, there's been some trickery and chicanery on both sides of the fence, because there is no fence. And if one side's doing it, the other one is too, each in their own way, because there's a uniformity in our operation. We're integrated with one another. All life is. And it has to, of its own compulsion, work in harmony, no matter what it seems like. When we're living it in this dumbed down, seems like never presence instead of ever presence. When we're feeling separate from it all. But in this way do we see our unity. You see the mechanical nature of it, how it all folds together in harmony, and it is irresistibly doing that. It can't do anything else. It's following the natural flow by which the love does glow, grow, take us along the way. It's the river of life, the ocean of love, babies, from which all life arises, in which all life joins and emotes itself together and expands itself beyond all comprehension in the most joyous and contented sigh that has ever been experienced or heard. See, a lot of the stuff you've been told here, they got it backwards, and it's okay. At least you got something to get you through. You had some hope. You had some promise. You know, you believed mightily in something that gave you a feeling somewhere that something was right in this life, you know, and it got you through. And now maybe as those illusions dissolve away, you know, you understand you don't need them anymore. You see what's come to take its place. It's called reality. It's called living in the heart. It's like seeing things for what they really are. And part of that, what they really are, is the divine unification of our family and friends that have lived in what we perceived of as the great beyond, outside of this realm, and came in and out of it, you know, in spaceships and in person and personified as angels and so forth, you know, but came in and out of. That was our perception. And then we started seeing ourselves as living and dying, same way, coming in and out, coming in and out, creating weaves in the threads of the weave of time, man, you know. Yeah, indeed, that's the in and out. That's the tapestry, the beautiful dream we've lived in. But that family has always been with us united. We would never have gotten through it any other way. Babies were a bunch of weakling little pansies, man, you know. But we like being pansies. They grow beautifully along the creek banks by little springs and stuff. They get all the beautiful places, and they just glow because of it. We never had to be as strong as we thought we had to be. What we had to find was really that kind of pansy nature. And it's not weakness. It's the ability to be beautiful in all circumstances, at all times, in all motions. To see that you are, indeed, always beautiful. And that because you are, and because the life around you is, and you just surround and fill yourself with a deep and loving appreciation. It can only make it better. It can only correct your misperceptions and dissolve away illusions, so that you live in this harmonious way, very consciously present in it. Showdown indeed, baby. Right there inside of you, right there inside of me. We ain't no island, don't you see? We are the one heart of love, pure and simple. The one heart of love coming forward and expanding itself in all of this creation, but first and foremost, the children of humanity. Us, who are those who are that which we are. Where'd you go, Elvin? I gotta have Elvin Bishop here. Talk on it. There it is. There we are. Okay. Yeah. Elvin, you're great. I gotta have you. There we got him. He's, you know, and sometimes these guys, they want to hide in the green room. They're shy. They have stage fright, man, you know, because they know they're such a part of what's really happening here, that this musical harmony carries the energy of this transformation forward into humanity all across the globe, helps awaken hearts, babies. Yeah. Well, I'd be a little shy too, but at the same time, I'd be chomping at the bit. Let's rock, mother truckers. Let's get with the program, don't you see? Don't you know? Indeed, right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, baby.